Historically, there's a couple of activities that have caused the problems in the groundwater here at the northern part of the base. The first is disposal activities from open burn and open detonation of munitions, and also there is an area in the southeast part of the base that was used by defense contractors that had a number of disposal sites where they burned munitions, and that resulted in contaminants, RDX and perchlorate being released to the groundwater. The other main issue is in the central impact area, where just over decades and decades of use of high explosive munitions, artillery, and mortars resulted in groundwater contamination. On top of that, there's been a history for decades of small arms firing here on the base using lead-based ammunition. And in all the groundwater samples that we've collected throughout the base, we have not found a lead, copper, or antimony problem in the groundwater. This plume, this is Demolition Area 1. The source area is here at a demolition site, and the plume extends to the west off base into the Pocasset neighborhood of Bourne. The central impact area, where we had contamination from artillery and mortar targets, that is migrating off to the northwest. The source area is here in the impact area, right to the base boundary, where we have treatment systems here at the toe of the plume and in the middle of the plume to treat that. Up here to the north is another small demolition area, Demolition Area 2. That plume is undergoing natural attenuation and will dissipate naturally before it gets off base. This is the southeast ranges, also known as the J ranges. In World War II, there was some training there with mortars and small arms ranges, small arms weapon systems, but primarily the problem there is the defense contractor use of those ranges. There's a number of disposal sites that resulted in these plumes. It's an intensive monitoring program to make sure that the components of the small arms ammunition don't make it to groundwater. The other important point on the MPNG is they're using an all-copper round, and we have not found that copper is a problem in the groundwater either. We have 17 treatment systems on 12 plumes. It started out treating about 1,000 gallons per minute. Because the plume cleans up as we go along, it's treating now about 175 gallons per minute. The water is pumped in through the system, is cleaned through activated carbon like you have in your Brita filter at home, and ion exchange resin, and the clean water is put back into the aquifer. We've learned what's a problem and what isn't, and we've learned that explosives and perchlorate and those type of weapon systems are a problem for the groundwater, and those training with those items has ceased and will never happen here again. We've learned that training with small arms ammunition, particularly with copper, has not historically been a problem, so we don't anticipate that it will be a problem in the future. Over the last 30 years or so, the Cape has undergone a tremendous amount of development throughout the entire region, whereas Camp Edwards and the military base here on Cape Cod has remained a large area of open space, and there's a lot of benefits that comes from an environmental standpoint with having such a large area of open space that's being carefully monitored and maintained to make sure that there aren't any issues. And since our program began in 1997, we've been working directly with the Environmental Protection Agency and the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection to conduct our work. They review everything we do. We deal with them on a daily basis. They approve everything we do, and they monitor our progress and our results, and if things aren't turning out the way we predicted, well, we work with them to change course and come up with a new plan. But they have been partners with us since the beginning of the program. Between our treatment systems and the fact that we have a large protected open space here at the base, the groundwater quality here at Camp Edwards is very good.